All right, guys, welcome back to Bad Luck Garage. What you just saw me do was completely unnecessary. I mean, I was just trying to clean the heads up a little bit, but I'm kind of glad I did because I found a little issue. And here it is, right here. You can see this is actually the passenger side head, and you can see the castings broken right there. The only thing I can think that would have caused that is running a bolt that was too long in. You know, and then it just cracked, but it's still able to hold because it's got this much thread in it. So, and that bolt doesn't have a lot of stress, but I don't like this because I'm afraid, that could come loose. So probably what we're going to do, I'm actually going to switch sides with the heads and put this on the driver's side. That way it gets flipped around and this bolt holes in the back instead of the front, so it doesn't have to have a bolt run into it. And then what I'll probably do is I'll probably just fill this up with either JB weld or actually what I might do is I might just to make sure I don't try to use it again, I think I'll just get like a really short bolt and put silicone on it and just run that short bolt in there. So yeah, that's easy fix there. We'll just put this at the back so we don't have to use it. So to tap this head for a 3/8 NPT, we're going to use a 9/16 drill bit and my little NPT pop tap and die set that I got at Harbor Freight for I don't even remember what I paid. It wasn't much, but it's got the taps and the dies for 1/2 inch, 3/8 and 1/4 inch NPT. So we're actually doing the 3/8. So like I said, we're going to use a 9/16 drill bit and we're going to drill out this hole here. Give me some lube. We'll just blow this out when we're done. Okay guys, so our hole's drilled. Now I'm just going to take my tap that you can see I've used before, and I'm hoping it's still hoping it's still got enough good cutting threads on it to work here. I don't know how good these or how long these Harbor Freight taps last, but I've used this one a few times now. So I'm just going to take it, try to kind of get it started there. You want to run it in a little ways, then back it back out, then run it in a little further, then back it back out. There we go, there's my hole. Now keep in mind when you're doing this, guys, you do not want to sink this tap all the way in the head here, because if you sink the tap all the way in the head, this is an NPT fitting, which means it gets smaller. So it's like a don't know the word I'm looking for, but almost like a compression type. As you screw your sending unit in, it should get tighter and tighter the further you go in. So you don't want to run this tap all the way in. All I'm doing is running it in far enough to make sure I've got threads going all the way into the hole. That's it. So what I want to do before I go any further is find a 3/8 NPT fitting to screw in here so I don't overshoot, guys. I don't remember. I think this is 3/8. Yeah, this is 3/8 because this is a turbo drain line. So let's just see if it's oh, there we go. Yeah, that's I think I'm done, guys. That's perfect. See, it only goes in about that far, and then it's getting hard to thread in. So I think we're good, guys. Don't want to go in any further than that. And just to show you, you know, I only went in about that deep with the tap, probably that deep right there. So if I would have went in any further, then yeah, I'd have probably fucked it up, walled it out. So so that's good, guys. Our head is now tapped for 3/8, so we should be able to screw an adapter or older style sending unit into our head now. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, my GoPro is currently at like 10%. It's going dead on us. So before I put these heads on, I actually have some parts to clean anyway, and a bunch of you guys have been asking for another live feed. Well, it is a work night. It's like Thursday night, but since I need to clean some parts and stuff before I put the heads on, get everything together anyway, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go charge my camera, and we'll probably just do a live feed. If you're watching this video, it's not going to affect you at all because I'll just be cutting right to the part where I start bolting these heads on. But yeah, so make everybody happy. We'll do us a live feed. And I do want to say, if you are watching this video, you can always go to the, I've decided to start putting the live feeds in their own separate playlist. So there is a live feed playlist, guys. So if you want to go back and watch the live feed and, you know, while I sit here and tinker with parts and talk to you guys, feel free to do so. So it is the next day. We had another awesome live feed last night. I just want to thank everybody. Yeah, once again, you guys killed it. Awesome live feed. But I'm back out here now, and we are installing the new head gaskets and putting our heads back on. So we got our first head gasket here. You can see it says 6.0 over here. It says front right here. So yeah, guess this is the front. So we'll just slip that on over our dowels. Take a gander, make sure everything lines up with everything. I think it does. Yep. Believe we're good. So we are just going to take our freshly cleaned passenger side head, set it on. There we go. Now we got our new head bolts here. Oh, that's what I was looking for this other dowel, guys, because when I took this apart, this dowel was still in the block, but the other three dowels stayed with the heads. So I couldn't remember what I'd done with this. Well, you know, thinking like Robert, I must have put it in with the new head bolts so I wouldn't forget what I did. Well, you get it. So since this is a later model LS, all of the head bolts are the same size, so we're just going to start dropping them down in here. And then, I don't think you guys can see it. I'll turn the engine a little bit, but we've got our smaller bolts that go up top here. Time to torque all the bolts down. I just kind of run them in just barely snug. So now what I'm going to do is all these larger bolts here, the 15mm bolts, we're going to torque all those down to 22 foot-pounds. We're not even touching these little guys on top yet, but we're going to torque all these down to 22 foot-pounds. Then we're going to take our angle gauge and torque them all to 76 degrees. Then we're going to come back and torque them another 76 degrees. Then we're going to go up here to these top 5 bolts and torque those down to 22 foot-pounds. Alright, if I made that look way harder than it should have been, that's because, yeah, it was way harder than it should have been. Now guys, the engine stand wants to roll around while you're doing this, and it kind of makes it a pain in the ass sometimes, but we got through it. So next we're going to put our push rods in. To make sure you can feel them, you know, kind of seated on the lifters there. Then we're going to set our rocker arm assembly on. Yay! Just kind of make sure, you know, just like start these with your finger, make sure the push rods are in the end of the rocker arms there, the way they should be. Try not to cross thread these. This is not where you want to use nature's Loctite, guys. Alright, so I'm sure the push rods are engaged on all these. I'm going to zip these down. I'm just kind of holding the rocker arms kind of centered or close to it on the valve springs while I'm doing this, guys. Now I'm going to go ahead and tell you the correct procedure for doing this is to rotate the engine to take the stress off of them. So like I can kind of see I've got stress on these two and this one. So what I would want to do is like rotate the engine, or I mean I'd want to tighten all the rest of them up, then rotate the engine to take stress off those, then tighten those up. Like there's a whole sequence to do it in, but this is the way I've always done it. Just tighten them down, try to keep them centered, and you should be good. Now we're going to tighten these to 22 foot-pounds. Oh, that one was way loose. This is why you always go back and check the torque, guys, because you saw I tightened all these up with the same freaking drill and then came back, and for some reason that one and this one too, these were just really loose. That's why I don't trust just zipping by with an impact driver and being done. Now I'm going to double click them all just to make sure. And now we'll put our passenger side valve cover on. And these I do not torque, guys. I just kind of snug them up like that. It's kind of hard to fuck these up because there's actually a bar inside that prevents you from over torquing them. So just get them kind of snug, you should be good. That is our passenger side cylinder head on. So now I've just got to do the head on the other side. Okay, so the heads are on. I just kind of, Ray's coming over here tomorrow, guys. Actually, by the time you see this video, he'll probably already be over here. But I just kind of wanted to, I set the intake on and put the covers on. Just kind of wanted to let him visualize, you know, what it's going to look like in there. So, but there it is. You know, we don't have the accessories bolted on or anything because normally you'd have the power steering and alternator bracket here, power steering down here, and you know the alternator would fill in this hole right here. But that's pretty much it, guys. I mean, the long block is ready to go. We're gonna do some scrubbing. I am gonna take the valve covers back off and probably paint them with that truck bed coating that I like so much, the Rust-Oleum. And you know, we'll get the intake and throttle body all cleaned back up. Like before this goes in, I'm gonna, you know, give all the accessories a good scrub down, you know. But the fact of the matter is, I mean, as far as the heads and everything, since we're using the Denali covers here, you're not going to be able to see any of that shit anyway, guys. It's all going to be covered up. So, like I said, if we have good weather tomorrow, I was talking to you guys about it in the live feed. If we have good weather tomorrow, then we are going to scrub this engine bay down and hopefully shoot it with some satin black. Like we're gonna degrease, power wash everything, tape off the fenders and stuff, and everything from like this edge down and that edge down underneath the hood will be satin black. And then, well, once that's done, we're pretty much ready to set this engine and that transmission down in here. That's when the real fun's going to start, guys, because that's when I'm going to do the fuel system. That's when I'm going to be doing all the wiring, etc., etc. So yeah, going to be fun. And again, I want to remind you, links to everything I just used will be in the description of this video. That's the head gaskets and the head bolts. I think that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I used, but I will put links to that stuff in the description of the video. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get off here and I'm going to actually try to straighten up the garage a little bit, get stuff cleaned up. Oh, one more thing I have to do the engine, guys. I do have to put the Holley oil pan on, and we're going to have to rob some parts from our original oil pan. So that will be coming, maybe not the next video, but within the next 2 or 3 videos, you're going to see me do that. But for now, I want to once again thank you guys for watching this video. I want to thank you guys for being on the live feed with me last night. As always, that was a good time, and it seems like every time I do it, we get more and more people. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm probably going to start trying to do at least 1 live feed a month, since you guys seem to enjoy it. I enjoy it. Yeah, I think that'd probably be a good idea. So tell me what you guys think in the comments. So now I'm going to edit this video up, then I'm going to come back out here, try to straighten up this garage. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, share it with a friend. If you're not subscribed and you want to see what's going on here, then I suggest you subscribe. And if you are subscribed, thank you guys. Now get off YouTube, get out in the garage, get something done, and I'll see you guys next time here on Bad Luck Garage.